Hillary Clinton's campaign is in full-on freakout mode after finding out that she loses 1/3 of millennial voters to third-party candidates. So last week I told you guys about how she is ramping up the pandering. She is going on Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis, and she's writing these articles that couldn't be more brazen than what she's trying to do to appeal to us by pandering. But now that's not working, so guess what she's doing? She's bringing out the big guns. Bernie Sanders. Take a look.
All of you know that New Hampshire is a battleground state. All of you know that this is a very tight election. And in fact, New Hampshire could decide the outcome. So I am asking you here today, not only to vote for Secretary Clinton, but to work hard to get your uncles and your aunts, to get your friends to vote. If anybody tells you that this election is not important, you ask them why the Koch brothers and Sheldon Adelson and other billionaires, why they are spending hundreds of millions of dollars to elect their candidates. This election is enormously important for the future of our country. It is imperative that we elect Hillary Clinton as our next president. Our nation used to lead the world in the percentage of young Americans with college degrees. We were number 1. Today, we are number 15, and that is not acceptable. And that is why Secretary Clinton and I understand that in today's world, when we talk about public education, it's no longer good enough to talk about the first grade through high school. That was good. That was wonderful 30 or 40 years ago. It is not enough today. And today, when we talk about public education, it must mean making public colleges and universities tuition-free for the middle class and working families of this country. Now, during the campaign, the primary campaign, Secretary Clinton had some very strong proposals. I had a different approach. But we came together after the campaign and reached an agreement that says that every family in this country earning $125,000 or less, that is 83% of our population, should be able to send their kids to public colleges and universities tuition-free.
So I have two observations after watching this. One is that the pandering hasn't stopped. You see the debt-free college everywhere, because she's really trying to let these millennials know, hey, debt-free college right here. So she's ringing a bell, debt-free college, everyone vote for me. Don't vote for third-party candidates. So that's the first observation. But the second observation is that everything that they told us about third parties is wrong. See, because we're often told that if we're voting third party, it's a wasted vote or it's a protest vote, when in actuality, it's not a protest vote. You're just voting for someone who you agree with. But here's where they're wrong. This video is demonstrable evidence that your vote for a third party candidate matters a lot. After spending all summer courting Republicans and neoconservatives and war criminal endorsements, when Hillary Clinton finally found out that she was losing a substantial amount of millennial voters and didn't just have them on lock like she thought, look what she had to do. She had to immediately reverse course. Now she's talking about debt-free college and whatnot. So I mean, if Jill Stein didn't pose a threat to Hillary Clinton, she would continue to court neoconservatives and Republicans. But the fact that Jill Stein is becoming an increasingly large thorn in Hillary Clinton's side proves our point that third-party candidates matter, because we're voting for the party and communicating to Democrats that we want you to be like her. We want you to be like Jill Stein. If you're not like her, you don't get our votes. You don't automatically have our votes on lock. And Hillary Clinton was very arrogant. She thought that she did have our votes no matter what. Now, towards the end of the primary, when it looked like Hillary Clinton would win, I insisted that she wasn't going to have all of Bernie Sanders supporters no matter what. Take a look at what I said. Now, in spite of the condescension and the relentless smears that have come from her campaign, they still always talk about the need to unite the party. And in fact, Hillary Clinton said she actually thinks that Bernie's younger supporters will coalesce around her come November. So she states, "I think I'll make the case, and from everything I've seen, both personal conversations and research that has been done, just as it was with me when I dropped out, the vast majority of Senator Sanders' young supporters will look at the choice. The choice will be pretty stark if either of the two leading Republican candidates become the nominee, and I'm confident that we'll all join together. I'm sure some will, but most probably won't, Hillary."
I told you so, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so.
Look, they can't blackmail us anymore. The gig is up. We know that there are other options out there, and we're pursuing those other options. Not a whole lot of us, but enough of us to scare the hell out of the Democrats. Now, here's what Hillary Clinton doesn't understand. When she's talking about debt-free college and whatnot, I don't really care what she's saying. I care what she does. So if she's elected and plans to run for a second term, then she actually has to be liberal. Otherwise, guess what? I'm voting third party again. So it's not what you say, Hillary Clinton. You've done enough stuff to make us not believe a single word that comes out of your mouth. So you have to do more than speak. You have to actually walk the walk. Now look, I want to reiterate the fact that if you are one of the individuals that supported Bernie Sanders during the primary and are now begrudgingly voting for her just to defeat Donald Trump, I can respect that, right? I can respect that type of protest vote. It's strategic. You can do what you want to do. It's your vote. I respect what you want to do. And I know that Bernie Sanders is only campaigning for her because he wants to defeat Donald Trump. I don't believe he's a sellout, and I can respect that as well. But here's my question to Bernie Sanders. Does Hillary Clinton really deserve to have you as a surrogate after she collaborated with the DNC to destroy your campaign? Bernie, why don't you ask her why she doesn't think that healthcare is a right? Ask her why she only started supporting the idea of debt-free or tuition-free college recently. Was it just to get you to endorse her and drop out, or does she actually care about it? Is she only talking about that now because she wants our vote? Ask her, Bernie. I want to know. These are questions that I have. Why don't you ask Hillary Clinton why she doesn't want to legalize marijuana? Ask her why she wants to prosecute Edward Snowden. Ask her why she supports fracking. And look, that's what I want you to ask her, but here's what I want you to tell her, Bernie Sanders. If you're watching this, I have no idea if you're going to see this. Why don't you tell her this? Tell her that we don't believe a single word that she says. You can have debt-free college plastered everywhere. You can tattoo it on your forehead, but we don't believe you actually want that. We don't believe you'll fight for that policy when you're in office. Had she advocated for this policy at the beginning of her campaign and not as a means of getting you to just drop out and endorse her, I think it was something she actually gives a shit about. And here is the main problem with Hillary Clinton. It's the trust issue that we have that is, it's honestly irreconcilable. I mean, that's what is keeping millennials from supporting Hillary Clinton. Because let's say, hypothetically speaking, that we all of a sudden support Hillary Clinton and we believe that she is going to fight for debt-free college and she somehow convinces us to get on board. All this talk of debt-free college would then go away when she no longer thinks she needs to earn our vote. And she'd almost immediately go back to courting Republicans. And look, that's fine. Win over as much votes as you think you can, but the problem lies with the fact that Hillary Clinton will turn into a completely different person in order to win. See, you're just inconsistent, Hillary. You take political positions for purposes of political expediency and will never truly know where you actually stand. So you're just disingenuous, Hillary, and I don't think that there's really anything that you can do at this point in time to win back the millennials that you lost. Maybe apologize to them for destroying Bernie Sanders' campaign and colluding with the DNC. How about you start there?